Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel today. So if you have been following these or any of these readings, I have a Patreon that you can access below, and I also will link the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, and yeah, so I do private readings as well, and eventually I'll get to putting all that info in all of these videos. Probably won't do it tonight, but anyway, so the main stuff I've been talking about is that the sun and soon the moon on Monday, there will be a new moon in Virgo. The sun's in Virgo, the moon on Monday will be in Virgo, and then also Mars is in Virgo. And then also Mercury and Venus are in Libra. So for you, this means, and also the moon is opposite Uranus and, or trine Uranus and opposite Neptune. Mercury is opposite Chiron. That's pretty much all of the aspects that I focused on for everyone. So for you, your 8th house and 7th house is activated. Your 7th house is like open enemies, or open enemies, but also just the nature of the relationships that we attract, like the people that we're attracting into our lives, the personality types or the dynamics of even, any partnership, how it sort of plays out. And you do rule the 7th house, so this is like your territory. Your 7th house is being activated in Venus and in Mercury. So that's your communication in your love sector. So you may really be talking a lot to your partner, and like that may be like who you're spending most of your time with right now. Pisces tend to just be alone and spend their time by themselves. Daffy. Come here, Daffy. With Virgo in the 7th, with Virgo in the 8th house, or activating your 8th house, Virgo moon and Sun and Mars all are activating your 8th house. That's your sex drive, your personality overall, and your history or your feelings, your past, your mother, your home. So yeah, I think that this is like an interesting time for like having regeneration in all of those sectors, because the 8th house is there and transformation. Maybe you're transforming elements of yourself, elements of, maybe there's like a death of the self you're experiencing and a regeneration of the self. Maybe there's a similar theme happening with your sense of your understanding of your history. Maybe you're seeing themes and regenerative themes. And then also maybe like your sex drive. You may be like seeing the links between sex and death and birth in a more intense way, in a more clear way. Virgo is opposite your sign, so really also your 6th house, your 7th house is being activated overall this month. And Pisces is so mutable and affected by energy that like I almost see you as like you're just like wearing disguises all the time, and it's kind of funny. Like you don't really know who you are, and that's kind of who you are, is that you don't like know who you are. You're just like this like fish that's like floating and like having these feelings and like trying to help people, but then that's where you can get into deception with yourself and with others, because you want to believe that there isn't a dark side to others, and that's where duplicity enters into the psyche, compartmentalizing the self and also others. And So I don't know if that makes sense for you. A lot of Pisces tend to have issues with mental illness. And that's like not, I'm not saying that that's like negative or like, that's just like society's label of what a highly sensitive person who's like having trouble filtering all the information they're getting. And there's like genetic factors and all that stuff. I've been talking about everyone's 12th house. Your 12th house would be in Aquarius. So maybe you like have like a, maybe you have trouble with stubbornness. Maybe you're secretly stubborn. Maybe you secretly also really care about humanity. Maybe it appears like you are just sort of floating along and not caring. Yeah, maybe you have trouble seeing all points of view, which is ironic because maybe you have trouble with objectivity, like, you know, like you see like all the emotions of everything and like everyone's like stuff and the psychology, but then the Aquarius in your past life, when you were in Aquarius, you were able to see this all in a mental way and not get your own self involved. But you are like fusing with everyone, whereas Aquarius is like right the step before fusing, where it's just in the mind and it's mental. So anyway, some of those themes are difficult for you and just feel important to talk about in this reading. And I think that if you're transforming yourself, I think just remember that you know, you're already a soul. Like, you don't have to try to be someone else. Like, maybe you've tried a lot to like be exciting or different or creative or interesting or unique, or maybe, you know, also with the 12th house in Aquarius, maybe you don't feel unique. But I think that that's kind of the uniqueness of Pisces, is that they're able to like blend and be mutable and changeable. So I'm gonna get some cards for you, and the first card I'm gonna get, I'm holding my dog so she doesn't cry is what I'm doing. Okay, the first card I got was Queen of Pentacles. So you may feel like you're abundant right now and like you're really able to pay your bills and be on top of finances and provide a home for others. And that's fantastic. Good for you. I also got Three of Pentacles. Maybe you're working with others in a team, in a work situation, in a group. Maybe there's like maybe there's like disagreements that have to do with, you know, I want to read this in terms of, yes, in terms of the work situation and in terms of like being the Queen of Pentacles, who's like the provider. But like maybe you, and the, you know, the 5 years change, maybe like you're having like a change in how you earn. There could be sudden change or seeing through the disillusionment of like death. So what I mean by that is like your the moon is activating your 8th house. The moon is trine Uranus, which is sudden change, and opposite Neptune, which is seeing through illusions or becoming aware of like how disillusioned you are. And with the 8th house there, maybe you're like, maybe you feel like you can't keep going, like you can't keep dying and being reborn, like it's hard for you. You just want to like have things stay the same, which is not possible. So like, I'm gonna get one more card from the Zen Tarot. Hi, baby. Okay, I got intensity. So yeah, I think just like becoming aware of your own intensity, because it's not that like I'm not saying you're like some identityless, some person without an identity. I'm saying become attuned to the fact that your skill is to change. So it's ironic because this reading was about, in the end, resisting change. And there is an intensity there with that dichotomy, that dynamic of being about change but wanting something to stay the same. It's like about grasping, I guess. Maybe that's like a big thing right now for you, like grasping. Like whether it's some idea of yourself that you don't like, and you're grasping for it to change or for it to not change. So yeah, I really recommend Tara Brach for all that stuff, for the grasping, like she calls it like monkey mind, and I think like the hungry ghosts, she talks about that. So yeah, I think also meditation could help you right now. I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much.